Paolo, what has this week been like after, the performance on the weekend, and what have you guys been trying to emphasize here with 2 games left before the playoffs?
Yeah, I think obviously it's been a tough week. I think anytime a game goes like it did on the weekend is a real gut punch, and it's a time where you kind of look in the mirror, and for us with just so few weeks remaining in the season till the playoffs, it's kind of like this is the last chance to get it right, and we have to get it right. And so the week itself has been a good response in training and stuff, but again, that doesn't matter unless it comes together on the weekend. So we need to make sure that the training stays as good as it can be, and execute on the weekend.
It's been an odd season because I feel like you guys have beaten some of the best teams in the league, but also lost to some lower in the table. Does that just add to maybe the confidence that you can get it right, because you know that the talent is kind of there to win these big games?
For sure. I mean, if you don't have the belief that you can get it right, and the belief that you can beat anybody, then it's not worth playing. And we definitely believe that we can. But that only happens if we do the right things, and in too many times this season we haven't had the right energy, the right mentality, the right execution, and the right quality, which we know we possess, but we're just not showing on the weekend. So for us, it's about making sure we get all that right, not just Saturday, but for the rest of the year.
I don't know if this might be a thing, but because you're in position where the talent's here, you clinched that playoff spot already. Do you feel like guys maybe were a little relaxed in that last game?
There's a million ways you can analyze it and try to figure out what guys were thinking, but regardless of the why, it's not acceptable. No matter if it was, we take our foot off the gas because we clinched the playoffs. Well, that's not acceptable. Traveled. Well, that's not an excuse for us. So for us, it's got to be, no matter what happens, or no matter where we are in the tables, you have to keep pressing 100% every single week to get until we get to December. So. There's, I'm sure, for everybody it's individual and all that, but again, we can't accept that around here.
Thoughts on Saturday, and just what are you guys expecting, and what are you looking for?
We're expecting a good response from the weekend. Like I said, it's been a great week of training, but it's been tough to accept what happened on Saturday. And so for us, what we're expecting is to respond, well on Saturday in a game that means a lot for us.
As a captain and kind of a cultural leader, how has your communication with your peers kind of changed after having such a bad outing like this late in the season, not to mention, I guess, the kind of coming and going of the mentality piece?
Yeah, no, great question. For me, it's something that I'm always developing and always learning. And there's times when my communication is, I think, very good, and I am able to influence the group in a very positive way. There's times when it's maybe too emotional, and I'm, not helping with my communication in terms of what I'm saying in the locker room and how frustrated I can get and stuff like that. So for me, it's something I'm always working on, and not just self-reflection, but also talking to other leaders like the coach and leaders, mentors of mine, to figure out how to get how I can be the most effective captain I can be. And on top of that, it's something that I take a lot of responsibility. When you look at performances throughout the year, not just Saturday, but throughout the year, where I don't think we've come out with the right energy and mentality, that to me, starts and ends with me as the captain. And so, I put all that on myself, on my shoulders, because that's something that I should be impacting positively, and and I take it seriously, and I reflect on it, and I try to improve every single week on that.
Now, after the New Mexico match, Coach Cruz kind of commented, he's noticing some guys seem to not be so up for it when you're in kind of less ideal kind of playing venues, which, if things hold, maybe what the playoffs look like. Are you having one-on-one conversations with peers that maybe you've kind of observed this with, or what's that dialogue like?
No, well, first of all, I have conversations with everybody in the locker room, and sometimes whether the conversation goes that way or not is fine. But for me, that's something that's I'm going to use the word again, that's just unacceptable around here. Whether we're playing like you said, it could be Memphis away on a baseball field. It could be, Pittsburgh's turf. It could be anything, or it could be in the nicest stadium here at home. It can't matter. It cannot affect, it can maybe affect the tactics. It can maybe affect this and that from the staff, but it cannot affect the energy, mentality. That's just, since 2016 when I got here, that's never been okay to let the field or the conditions or the weather or anything impact the mentality in which we play.
Thanks, Paolo.
Good? Yeah, appreciate it, guys.